Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I have another Detective Comics issue I'm going to review and I hope you enjoy. Detective Comics issue 190 has Batman get amnesia and it's all on Robin to cure Batman and save the day from a new criminal. The cover shows Robin tied up and Batman just standing around confused with a thug about to shoot Batman in the back while climbing through the back window. This comic has a cover date of December 10th, 1952. The first story is called How to Beat a Batman, written by Bill Finger and penciled by Bob Kane and Lou Sire Schwartz, and inked by Stan K. Yes, this is written and penciled by Batman's original co-creators. The story opens with the bat signal shining, and Batman and Robin go and meet up with Commissioner Gordon. An importing company was robbed, and the Watchman has amnesia, even though he wasn't hit on the head. A false alarm then goes off at a jewelry store. Batman and Robin decide the trip there was wasted when they find out it was a false alarm, and then they leave. We then see the villain, not supervillain, just plain bad guy in the story, Dr. Sampson, the most brilliant psychologist in Gotham City. He was sent to prison for malpractice. He's working with other thugs to commit robberies, and he sent out that false alarm so that the police won't be so quick to come back and check on it tonight for a second time. Batman and Robin actually stayed around after the false alarm, guessing Sampson's plan all along. While fighting, Robin gets held up by a heavy curtain falling on him, and when he rushes outside, Batman is just standing there. He doesn't recognize Robin or himself. He has forgotten everything. Robin takes Batman back home in the Batmobile, and he walks through the Batcave in Wayne Manor, telling him about Batman and his origin story, how Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered right in front of him, so he trained his mind and body to stop crime, and how Robin's parents were killed in front of him, and Bruce adopted him, and he became Robin. Yeah, this seemed like an actual good way to retell their origin stories, especially since right now, it's only Batman and Robin in the Bat family, no Alfred or Batgirl. Maybe you could say Commissioner Gordon is part of the Bat family, I most of the time do, but anyhow. Also, this flashback says that Martha Wayne just died from a heart attack after seeing her husband get shot down. I don't know if that was the original intention, but I'm gonna guess it was because this comic is made by the same people who originally made Batman. And it lines up with the first time Batman's origin story was told in the Detective Comics issue 33. I personally like it more when both parents get shot and killed. A cool thing we learn is Batman has trained all of his muscles to perfection, and they basically work on autopilot. Batman discovers a note in his pocket with a formula, and the dynamic duo decide for Batman to drink the formula, but it doesn't seem to cure him. There's a moment where Commissioner Gordon fires Batman. I describe it like that, telling him the police will catch the crooks without his help. Yeah, right, wouldn't that be a nice change of pace? It was at this moment where I found this story more of a funny comedy than a serious drama. There's a standout Robin moment here that reminds me of how Robin solved most of the Riddler's riddles in Batman 1966. So Dr. Sampson sent out a warning about the place he was going to rob, but Robin figures out where the robbery really was going to take place, because it was a double meaning. And Dr. Sampson's warning was just another psychology trick like the false alarm at the jewelry store. The heroes try to capture the criminals red-handed, but when Batman's confused and the crooks knowing that Batman has amnesia, they escape. I love the ending moments of this story where Batman actually did get cured of his amnesia. The cure just took a while to work, so Batman is tied up back at the henchman's base, and the other guys took Robin with them. Batman uses tear gas from his utility belt to blind the thug and escape the room he was held in. Batman then takes the Batmobile. Look at that classic, or I think the 5th Batmobile design up to this time. He then grabs the guy and flips him around in the car chase. Or more like car collision here. Knocks the wind out of Doc Samson, and this was Doc Samson's only appearance. Okay, so since the amnesia wasn't caused by a hit on the head or trauma, we actually learned that it was caused by a new invention, amnesia gas. Yep, Dr. Sampson used that gas to cause Batman to forget everything. Yes, I do realize there is a Marvel comic hero named Doc Samson from the Hulk mythos, but this is DC. I love that Batman tells Robin in the story that he should just fight crime by himself. Batman is no good anymore. I think Bruce Wayne would never say this with his memory, but as basically a new guy, Batman sees Dick Grayson as the solo hero he can be. Bruce probably thinks this truly deep down too. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I love this little moment. There is a call out in the Batcave where Robin mentions Dinosaur Island with the mechanical T-Rex and the giant penny from the Penny Plunderer. So this is another Batman story I find myself talking about with no supervillain, but it was still entertaining and it showed a good relationship that Robin has with Batman. There is another story in Detective Comics 190 in here titled Robotman's Robot. I'm talking about Robotman here because he's a member of the superhero team All-Star Squadron in the future. Yeah, this is not the Doom Patrol's Robotman. This story was fully made by Joe Certa. This Robotman's real name is Robert Crane, and the story opens up with him stumbling onto a holdup and getting shot, but since he's secretly a robot, it reflects off of him, and this causes the robbers to freak out and run away. The next morning, the criminals see Robert Crane's picture in the paper since he's stuck on an island under military quarantine. The robbers' partners don't think Robert Crane is Robotman, but their leader does, and he decides to prove it. How? By committing a giant crime wave that sweeps the city, the entire underworld is now rising up the next few days. Well, Robotman somehow still shows up and starts cleaning up the city, while the guy who told everyone that Robotman was Robert Crane and wouldn't stop them tries to capture Robotman to prove this one's not the real one. He drops a lead cylinder around Robotman to block out any radio waves that were controlling him if he was a fake Robotman, but Robotman breaks out the cylinder and captures him. So what really happened? Well, Robotman saw all the crime happening in the city, and he did build a robot of himself to step in for him and fight crime. He built the robot with a gas motor just in case the radio waves failed, which is why the robot worked even when surrounded by lead. The end of the story has Robert tell the guy who shot him that the bullet hit his wristwatch, which is how he didn't die. And he better not think he's Robotman ever again. We see that Robotman can actually walk on the ocean floor no problem. Right now, this guy seems like the most typical, noble, pure good character. Kind of boring to me. I found the explanations of how he controls his second robot, which I wouldn't be surprised if his second robot here never shows up again, but anyway. This was my first Robotman comic, and for what it was, honestly, it's what I was expecting. Him stretching out his arm is the most unique power he shows here. And those are all my thoughts on Detective Comics issue 190. I thank you for watching and have a good day.